Hi guys, it's Erin. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to go over my month of December monthly budget with you. Alright, so for those of you who are not new to my channel, you may have noticed that I am doing Vlogmas this year. It is my very first time doing Vlogmas, and I fully intend on doing a video every day. However, some of them will not be in vlog style. They'll be more of this kind of thing. So a lot of planning, my December daily journal, which I have right here, and I can give you guys flip-throughs every day and show you how it's going, things like that. But my vlogging, for the most part, will be contained to the weekends because I'm a boring person and I go to work Monday through Friday and I come home. So a couple things. We're going to talk about December today. And I know we're a couple days in, but of course it is still not too late. I personally have not been paid yet in December. So my first paycheck is going to come on December 6th, which is this Friday. So 2019, so number of paydays too. Now this is a little bit different from what you guys may be used to seeing me as far as our household budget. So I'm just going to give you the very condensed version of why that is. My husband has been laid off from his job finally. He had a long road of back and forth what was going to happen and things like that. So he is technically going to be relocated. We just don't know where and when yet. So for some of you who have asked, but doesn't he get unemployment? He did. However, he has already been offered a couple different locations to move to. Because he turned those down, he's still an active employee, but he is not entitled to unemployment benefits. So it's very complicated, but that's the situation we find ourselves in, and I 100% support that because I do not want to see my husband move anywhere, but I sure don't want to see him move across the country. So we are waiting to see if he can get a little bit closer to home, and most ideally would be about an hour and a half away. Second best would be about 2.5 hours. So an hour and a half he could drive. I mean, he wouldn't like it, but he could do it. 2.5 hours, no. That's one way. So he would have to rent an apartment and things like that, which is going to be a whole other slew of expenses. But for the meantime, including the month of December, we are going to rely on my income, savings, and I have to say my mom is really good to us. I mean, she is a blessing in every way possible, but she has been extra good to us because of the situation. And even though she doesn't have to be, you know, moms are moms. So we are getting by just fine with our savings, and unfortunately this is the rainy day that we really never saw coming until the past, I don't know, past year, I guess. So let's just talk about this spreadsheet. So if you guys are interested, I have these available for purchase on my Etsy channel, or on my Etsy shop. You can either buy them to download them yourself and print yourself, or I can print them for you, hole punch them for a happy planner, and mail them off to you. So I have this monthly page right here. And I also have the weekly, and it goes into a lot more detail, but the weekly is two-sided, and on the flip side it has some space for cash envelopes and sinking funds, if that is something that you participate in. But the monthly is one-sided. You could use the other side for notes or pre-planning for the next month to come, but this is very simplified. I also have some additional budgeting sheets. I have an online income report if you are somebody who has an online business, whether it's YouTube, Etsy, eBay, whatever it is you do, blogging, that could be something that would be a good tool for you. So anyway, I just want to mention that. And in 2020, I have a lot of plans for my Etsy. I'm going to be doing budgeting kits, and I'm really excited about that, but I'm going to be putting together a lot of different elements that may be workable for some of you. So anyways, I have 2 paydays to talk about in December. So week 1, I guess you could consider this week 1 because I'm going to get paid on December 6th. So I'm going to write that down. So December 6th, I get paid every other Friday. My husband used to get paid every Friday. So that's why we have 5 weeks here. On some months you have that 5th Friday. So we had to take that into consideration. So week 2 we have nothing, and week 3 is going to be December 20th. That is my second payday for the month. Now, what is my husband doing in the meantime? Some of you may be wondering. He's actually doing some work, some side work for my cousin who owns his own business. So there is some income coming in. I just don't want to add it to this. I want it to be kind of bonus money because it's not regular money and I can't count on it. I can't count on the amount or as many days as he'll work or whatever. So I don't like things that I can't exactly count on almost to the penny. I'm just really funny like that. So my income for December 6th, and this is a 2-week paycheck for me, in case you're wondering, is $1,517.32. But just for rounding sake, I'm just going to round that down to $1,517. So that's what I bring home after taxes every 2 weeks. I know some people don't really like talking about specific figures, but ever since I've started my channel here, I have done that. And it's not to say, hey, look what I have or look what I make. It's just to be helpful. And it's just the way I do things. And honestly, nobody should be envious right now when you have a situation like ours where we have one half of our household laid off. So it's not anything more than me just being transparent just for the sake of explaining my videos. So our expenses. So for the first week, our expenses are going to be $1,231. So I used to budget high for a lot of things. You guys may remember that from my weekly budget videos. So if it was a gas bill, I budgeted $200 because sometimes in the winter it would get close to that, but in the summer it could be around $60. And same thing for electric. I have cut that out. So I'm no longer budgeting, so high over, like such a big overage. I'm budgeting $100 for each of those. Now it could be a little bit more or a little bit less. Usually our electric goes down in the winter because we're not running our air conditioning system, but usually our gas goes a little bit up. So I'm hoping that those will be a trade-off. But again, should I run into any snafus or unexpected situations where we need to pool more money, we are going to rely on our savings, aka our rainy day fund. All right, sorry guys, so my phone rang and it just interrupted the video, but yeah, I've cut back and there's some other things that I am trying to kind of juggle in a more creative way as far as paying. But right now, this is basically what we're looking at. Now, this does not count any type of gas for our cars. It doesn't include food. It doesn't include doctor's appointments. It doesn't include dog food. Our little dog, Thena, she just had surgery to remove a tumor from her arm and it was over $600. So those are things that we have to pull directly from our savings because clearly I don't make enough to cover all those expenditures. So when you see this down here, this little section here that says additional income sources, as far as my Etsy, my YouTube, or Amazon, I can honestly tell you for Etsy, I had to give a refund this month. So I made about $22. After that, so my Etsy is way down. I didn't get paid at all for YouTube because I haven't met the $100 threshold. And on Amazon, I made $11.70. So that's just what it is. In fact, I will write that down here. I'm just kind of putting that aside in a separate account. It's actually our savings account because not that it's not good, I mean, and not that I don't appreciate it, but it's in no way any type of money that I can count on every month to arrive, on the regular basis that I can pay a bill with. And so those are my figures. It is what it is. I'm hoping that I can build this channel back up, at some point. I would really like to, not that it was ever built up huge, but I'm hoping that I can, get back into regular videos. And I think I've been posting pretty regularly. I mean, I don't know. It's just, that's how it works out sometimes. So for the first week, we have $1,517 coming in minus $1,231 in expenses. So that is going to be $286 left. Not a lot, but there are a couple things that, like I said, we have juggled around and we're paying in different ways. So $1,517 minus $1,535, it's going to give us a negative $18 on week or payday number 2. So $286 minus 18 is $268 remaining. So I'm going to write that down here. Total expenses, $1,231 plus $1,535, $2,766. And then income, $1,517 times 2 is $3,034. And that's what my month is looking like. So like I said, John is bringing in a little bit of income. And for those things, he will take care of things separately. Like right now, it's the cable bill that I don't have in here, and our cable bill is pretty high. Right now it's about $220, which is crazy. But the money that he's bringing in, he's going to pay that directly. So I don't have, that's what I mean when I say we're paying things in a bit of a different way without getting into too much detail that is really not going to matter to most of you who are watching. That's what I mean when I'm kind of talking about juggling, pulling from different sources, whether it's a rainy day fund or whether it's the money that he's making on his little side job. That's what we're looking at. So this is what we have remaining from my pay. This will go towards some other things. Of course, it will go toward food and gas and things like that. In our Christmas shopping, I charged a couple things, and we're going to pull from savings for a few things. So we do have a big list to buy for, but everybody knows our situation, our family and friends. So I haven't had one person yet who hasn't said something like, hey, this year let's do, X, Y, and Z instead of gifts. I mean, everybody has been super understanding, but we're still doing, we're acting as usual. So, yeah, we'll get through it and it'll be okay. And people go through hard times, and it all works out in the end if you're just diligent and you don't let things get too out of hand. And at least if you have a plan and you know what you're dealing with. I like knowing my numbers. I like knowing what I'm dealing with, whether I have enough money or not enough money. Just having a grasp on a monthly budget is super helpful. So that is my December. So if you guys want some videos on how to prep for, the New Year's budget and things like that, just let me know. I'd be happy to do, maybe a quick series. And hopefully that will be helpful because typically when everything is normal, our budget really, really works well for us. So yeah, that's about it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll be back very soon with more videos. And if you'd like to tune in for my Vlogmas, I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Take care.